Dear blog, speaking of traumatic, so I got felt up at work yesterday, and Jason is probably traumatized because he had to watch the whole scene go down.
My hands are in the air. I had nothing to do with this.
Absolutely not. It was another woman, and she had consent. Okay, so yes.
This sounds more like a recreational activity than
Right. No, it was at work. We were in a side studio, me and Jason, and one of our friends and coworkers came in and was chatting with us, and out of nowhere, I just felt, I don't know what made me ask her this question.
Yeah, me neither.
Jason really wish I hadn't.
I was
but
confused by the whole situation.
I said, hey, does it hurt to get a mammogram? I just scheduled my first one, which 4 years late because I got a lot of risk in my family, but I did schedule it.
Good for you.
And it's next week. Thank you. Shout out to one of the 13, Ashley, who is battling right now, and she was on my butt too. So I scheduled it anyway. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of pain level we're looking at. Now I have a high pain tolerance, but I do not for my yabos. I just can't imagine that part getting hurt. So one of our coworkers, well, first of all, how did she describe what they were going to do to me, Jason?
Smash and pull?
Smash and pull. So her answer was yes, it's gonna hurt. And I was like, wait, isn't this I'm asking another woman, I'm like, shouldn't this be like the hiking thing where hikers are coming down the mountain and they're like, just 15 more minutes? Shouldn't you lie to me and be like, zero pain?
I continue, but I've heard about this, but please, yeah.
Okay, so I said, do they hurt? And she said yes. And then she went into grave detail about what they were gonna do to me, and she said, may I? And I said, of course, I don't care, because we're friends. And so she's like, and she said they're going to take two things, imagine setting it on a table and imagine a clamp, and they're going to clamp you shut and then pull. And I was like, what? And she's like, you should go home and you should practice how it's going to feel with 2 books. And I said, ma'am, 2 books?
No.
Am I lying, Jason? Am I lying?
No.
She said, you should get someone else to take 2 books, smash your yabo, and pull, okay? And by the way, you guys, I'm still going to get my mammogram. It is not going to scare me, but I was like, is this the best thing to be telling me?
See, here's the thing. Obviously, I'm not a woman. I've never had one. I don't know.
Smashed.
A friend of mine with big yabos just went to her first one.
Okay.
And it was the same dog and pony show. It was the same, this is going to hurt. And she said it didn't. And I hate, and maybe there's a woman listening now who can verify this. I hate this because I feel like there are a lot of things out there. I probably have to get a colonoscopy next year because there's a risk in my family, and I think this is the earliest age at which I could get one. It may turn out I don't have to. I don't want to do it. Of course, I just saw a TikTok video. Somehow I got on colonoscopy TikTok where the person was telling me that they laid on the table for hours and nobody would give them anti-anxiety medication. They were cold and scared and nervous and all this thing. But then I've had 50 other people, literally 50 other people tell me it is a non-event.
It's
the worst part is you prep, and then you walk in there and you lay down, they knock you out, and 20 minutes, the dude told me he walked in at 7:45, he was eating Chick-fil-A at 9 o'clock. It was not an issue. But there's always going to, and I'm not saying, I don't know who you were talking to, or that they even had bad intentions, but I feel like there's always somebody who had the experience and they go on to tell you something. My mom has big yabos. I mean, I don't think it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, my mom also is a breast. She had, she's had things removed.
Oh, wow.
So my mom's been through this, but and my grandmother was a breast cancer survivor. So I guess I bring this up to say that it's something in our family that we don't miss.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I think it is what it is, and I don't know if people say it hurts. I realize maybe they're being honest. I kind of wish they'd just be like, yeah, it's not the best, or hey, it was uncomfortable for me, because now you're going to go into it with, and you have anxiety too. You're going to go into it with this oh no, and you're at home now squishing your boobs with Encyclopedia Britannica, right? Trying to prepare yourself, and I don't know. I don't know how helpful that was.
Yeah, I don't either. And I love her either way. And I do appreciate honesty. I'm still going to go no matter what. But it was just not what I expected. I did not expect to hear it described in the way of the cranking and the pulling. And Jason's like, there's got to be a better way. This sounds
seems
crazy.
So medieval that medical world of MRIs, X-rays, all this
TSA
different
at
things.
the airport.
Right. That thing you walk in and put your hands up. Something where where it's not that invasive, but yet for that you still have to do that. Like,
so
it doesn't
you'll love this.
seem right.
There is an easier way, but because it is my first time, insurance won't cover it unless I go first. They say it's inconclusive, which they probably will because I have dense breasts.
Oh,
I
Hello.
know, I know.
Hey, show up.
Jen
and then
over
they'll
there.
do it.
See you.
So you cannot get the easiest way on the first
okay.
one.
But like, I'm looking at the text, right? And we've probably gotten 100 texts since you started talking.
Oh, wow.
80% of them are non-issue. It's not uncomfortable. The angle that you have to stand at might be uncomfortable. And then you've got somebody going here, it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. So it's just
Right.
like, and I'm not saying that any of these people are not telling the truth. I
didn't know you put your hand up and look the other way and your boob on the
You're all
table. I mean, that's
contorted.
wild. But yes, I know. I there's always going to be someone, and I did ask. So
Like right here, doesn't hurt, just awkward. It's really uncomfortable. Back-to-back text messages. You know,
Okay.
so like, I don't know.